Namaste, yogis, and welcome to my channel. My name is Matt, and today I've put a great Yin Yoga sequence for you guys. With 2021 that just started, I wanted to take a moment to share with you a quote that I came across today, and it's by Winston Churchill. It says that success is not final, failure is not fatal, but it is the desire to continue that counts. So keeping that in mind for today's practice, I want you to embrace 2021 without the fear of failure. So be creative, be curious, and go after what you want in this beautiful year that just started. So let's start by taking the seated position. I'm going to invite you to bring the sole of your feet together. So the closer it is to your groin, the deeper the stretch when you're going to start leaning forward. Or if you want a little bit less of a stretch, you can move your feet a little bit more towards the front of your mat. So try to find your edge. And once you've found it, just start walking your fingertips forward, allowing your spine to be round, your knees to be heavy. Just settling the mind at peace in this position without forcing anything. And as you settle into this, you can walk your fingertips a little further, seeing if you can find a new edge. And we can slowly unroll our spine, walk our fingertips back, and come back to the seated position. Might feel good to just move your neck around a bit from left to right. And once you're ready, we're going to get into the shoelace position. So for me, I have a trick that I like to do personally where I get on all fours and then I bring my right knee forward and then cross it over my left one to align both knees, one in front of the other. And once this is done, I just walk my hands back and I go into the seated position. And this way, I end up in the shoelace position. So once you settle into this, you can start walking your fingertips forward and then finding your edge. And then we're gonna bring slowly our spine to neutral. And then keeping our right leg to a 90 degree to the front of our mat, we're just gonna go onto our sides and then bring the left leg to a 90 degree angle towards the back of the mat for deer pose. So once we settle into this, we can bring our hands and elbows right in front of that right shin. So if you start walking your forearms on the ground towards the left side of the mat, you're gonna feel a deeper stretch in your left hip, and if it's too hard, you can move them a bit to the right to lower the intensity of the stretch. So you can kind of go in the middle and go from here. And we're going to slowly start to come out of this position. So I'm going to invite you to remain in more or less the same position. We're just going to roll onto our right side, extending our left leg to the back, bringing our right shin to a 90 degree or 45 degree angle towards the front of your mat. And we're just going to set ourselves up for pigeon pose. So keeping that left leg long and the top of our left foot flat onto the ground, we're just going to allow ourselves to settle into this position. So your right knee and shin can be in a 90 degree angle to the front of your mat if you're that flexible, or a 45 degree angle towards the back. In my case, I'm using the 45 degree angle. And then from here, you can rest on your forearms and just allow your forehead to come in contact with the ground. And we're going to very slowly start coming out of this position. And we're going to make our way back onto all fours. And then we're going to go back to the shoelace position. But this time, we're going to bring our left knee forward, crossing it in front of the right one, aligning both knees, one in front of the other. And then bringing our shins to a 45-degree angle towards the outer edge of our mat. Pushing with our hands and going down onto our butts. And from here, we're just going to walk our fingertips forward until we find our edge. So your shoelace position doesn't need to be perfect. It will get better with time. So just do the best that you can. And we can start to come out very slowly of this position. So we're going to be keeping our left shin to a 90-degree angle towards the front of our mat. Rolling onto our left hip, we're going to bring the right leg to a 90-degree angle towards the outside edge of the mat. And from here, once you're into that position, we're just going to bring our forearms right in front of that left shin. So to increase the intensity once again, you're going to be moving towards your right side with your elbows. And if you want to lower the intensity, you can start making your way towards the left side of your edge. So just kind of bring your forearms and elbow, like I said, in the middle. And then you can increase the intensity by going to the right as you get more comfortable into the position. And we're going to start to ease out of this position very slowly, walking our hands towards the left side of our mat. And then rolling onto our left hip, we're just going to extend the right leg back and make our way onto our knee for pigeon pose. So you want your right leg to be long and flat facing the back of your mat. And then your left shin can be in a 90-degree angle towards the front of your mat or in a 45-degree angle. And once you find your perfect position for yourself, just ease into it. Bring your forearms into the ground. You can kind of flare your elbows out, bringing your forehead to the back of your hands, or extending them in front, making your way all the way down into your forehead or chest. So just kind of find what works for you. And we're going to slowly start to get out of it. Coming back onto our knees. Might feel good to just wiggle our hips left to right. And then we're just going to make ourselves go down into our stomach and bring our elbows in front of us, right in line with our shoulders for Sphinx pose. Getting that nice stretch in our low back. And then staying in this position, we're kind of just gonna roll a little bit onto our right elbow, bending our left knee, and then extending our left hand to the back to catch onto our ankle. So we're just looking to get that nice stretch in the front of our left thigh. And then at the same time, stretching our left shoulder and opening up the left side of our chest. And we're going to slowly release that leg. Coming back to neutral, taking a moment here. It might feel good to lower yourself all the way down, resting your forehead on the back of your hands and just taking a few deep breaths. And now coming back up, rolling onto our left hip, bending our right knee. Just gonna extend our arm and pull on the back of our right foot or ankle, stretching out that front part of the thigh. And for a deeper stretch, you can even use your forearm to scoop it around like I'm doing and pushing onto that right foot, getting a deeper stretch. And we're going to slowly start to release. Coming back to neutral in the middle. We're just going to push up and make our way into wide knee child's pose. So bringing our knees to the outside edge of our mat, touching our big toes behind ourselves, sitting on our heels. We're just going to walk our hands forward and allow our upper torso to come down and our forehead to make contact with the ground. going to slowly invite you to come out of this. Going back onto all fours, we're going to cross our heels, go to the seated position, and we're going to make our way all the way down onto the floor. So from here, we're going to be shifting our hips to the right, and we're going to grab our right leg and cross it over our left one. And then we're going to be moving our hips towards the left side, all the way down, to go into this gentle twist. So you want to try to keep both shoulders in contact with the floor. You can have your palms facing up like me, extending them to the side. Whatever you can do. And you can look to the right to deepen the intensity of this spinal twist. And we're going to cross our legs. Bring our knees back to the middle. And it might feel good now to just wiggle them from left to right. And once you're ready, you're just going to shift your hips towards the left side of the mat, crossing the left knee over the right, and then allowing everything to turn towards the right side of the mat. For a nice spinal twist on this side. And we're going to slowly uncross our legs, making our way back to neutral. Again, wiggling our knees from left to right in a windshield wiper motion. And now from here we're going to go into a happy baby. So bringing our legs up, we're going to grab the outside edge of our feet and we're just going to be pulling down so that we try to get our knees closer to the ground to open up our inner groin. So it might feel good to bring one leg in and extend the right one, and then doing the opposite side. So you can play with happy baby a little bit to figure out what feels best for you and to get different sensations. And I'm going to invite you to slowly close off your knees. Bring back your feet in contact with the floor. And now we're going to get into Savasana, or final position for today's class. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 45-minute Yin Yoga routine today. If you want to support my channel, please subscribe, share this class with your friends, or you can donate. It's greatly appreciated. So I'm going to wish you a beautiful rest of your week. So until next time, yogis, Namaste.